You go against God. Genesis 12:3. So listen, took us long enough to get here, but I want you to give everybody an update on everything that's going on. I know from what I'm hearing, it's pretty bad over there, and all of this is unprovoked. So I'm going to let you go with this. And guys, what we're going to try to do also is give you an update on my live show on YouTube. We'll either do it Monday or Tuesday, and that'll be a big show. David will give us the whole rundown from beginning to end on everything. But David, what's going on? Give us an update on Israel. And by the way, David's in Israel right now.
Yeah, actually, we heard the explosions here a few minutes ago. Ugh. So it's still going on. First of all, I want everybody who's there to realize this is not another action. This is not another forage into Gaza. This is an all-out war. So let's put this in the context there. We get that clear. We're talking about over 200 killed, murdered. Yeesh. We're talking about over 1,000 wounded. And we're talking about everywhere between 20 and 50, maybe more, hostages that have been taken into Gaza. Yeesh.
David, can you fill us in on exactly what's happening? Because not a lot of people understand the framing of this. What are we talking about? Are we talking about who are these people? We know it's Hamas. Maybe you can explain how it all works, because a lot of people don't understand how this works.
Okay, let's see if we get a little bit of background. Okay, at the end of the 6-day war, the area that we call the Gaza Strip, that was under Egyptian control, becomes part of Israeli control, has a large percentage of Palestinians who ran away, people who lived in what was then called Palestine, who ran away and settled inside what we call the Gaza Strip. It's a very small piece of real estate, but it sits on the border between Israel and Egypt, and it became a hotbed for, attacking Israel. Since Israel was there after 1967, we did have control. In 2005, Israel gave control of the Gaza Strip back to the Palestinians. They had elections. There's two Palestinian factions. One's a little bit more, I'm going to say, moderate, for lack of a better word, and that is the Palestinian Authority. The other is the very fundamentalist, very jihadi, very Islamic Hamas, which is in control of Gaza. So you've got a Hamas Muslim Brotherhood government in Gaza, and they decree that they cannot reach an agreement with Israel. They don't want to live with Israel. They don't want an agreement with Israel. They don't want a kind of arrangement. They don't want peace with Israel. They want Israel destroyed. But since they couldn't destroy us until now, they just tried to do whatever they could. So we've had problems with cross-border attacks that we have stopped in the past. We had them tunneling underneath, so we put a barricade underneath. They were shooting rockets over above, so we put the Iron Dome. And because they became the de facto government of Gaza, there was this, okay, we can talk to you. Okay, you want your workers to come into Israel. We let in something like 25,000 workers just 3 days ago to come into Israel to work in Israel. There was a feeling that we were reaching some kind of, okay, you want to live, we want to live. And all the time they were plotting against us. So it broke loose this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. And let's make this very clear. This kind of operation, this kind of massacre, and I'm going to use the term massacre that they pulled off, is not something that happens in a week, and it's not something that happens in a month. This is planned, positioned, everything. There was probably about 500 rockets that were fired and shot over, and then the distraction of the rockets, they literally put a bulldozer through the fence, and they broke in with, we think, between 15 and 20 murder squads, meaning a pickup truck with about 6 or 7 highly armed people, and each one knew what community. They spread themselves out to different communities, so they kind of, overflew the ability to react that quick. And just hunted down people in their homes and shot them in their living room, and go to another house. So it was like, how do you say, a shooting spree, a killing spree.
David, are you right now in the bunker?
Well, no, I live in Modin, and if you look on the map, Modin is about 50 miles from Gaza. So we're outside of the actual range. That's not true, but the most of the range, meaning if they shoot a missile towards Jerusalem, it's going to go over my head. If they shoot towards different areas around here, it's going to go underneath. Or if they shoot towards Modi'in, we go into the bunker.
Yeah, and you've already seen Iron Dome interceptions above your head. I know when this was starting, you had called me. I was in Texas at the time. I just got off the plane a few hours ago, and we were praying for you. Right now, what time is it over there? 9 o'clock, David?
No, we're 9 o'clock, quarter after 9.
Yeah, 9 o'clock. So, have things calmed down, or are they getting worse?
Oh no. I don't know if they're getting worse. We've isolated the events, but we haven't finished. There's at least, I think last time I heard, 9 hostage events, meaning they had hostages. They took the dining room of a kibbutz, and there's something like 20 or 30 people inside, and there's 2 armed guys with hand grenades, and they are threatening to slaughter everyone. But that's a kind of a, how do you say, a situation. There's a couple more situations like that still going on, and the rocket fire is still going on.
Okay, and for those of you guys that are just joining us and maybe you don't know who David is, David, first of all, is a very, very close friend of mine. Anything Israel, he is probably one of.
When you shop Wayfair, you can't help but show off. It's impossible to keep the deals to yourself.
We save so much with Wayfair. We've got the buy.
Wayfair, show off your big deals.
Wayfair, you've got just what I need.
Over there, he is a major in the Israeli Defense Force, specifically a tank commander. And in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, perspective on military operations in Israel that I've ever spoken to. And he loves the Lord. So David has a great perspective on things. And I've been very close to David for a long time, and I'm also very close to his wife, who I've known long before David even met her. Very special people to me. So obviously, pray for David, guys, and his wife.
There's still reasons to smile in this kind of crazy situation.
Yeah.
But I do want to add that, well, first of all, from a military point of view, I just now saw a flash. That means that was an Iron Dome interception somewhere in the vicinity. From a military point of view, I have to say we were surprised. This is another Yom Kippur. And I don't know how much you know. The feeling in Israel right now is something similar to a 9/11. Like, boom, out of the blue. Nobody really thought about that kind of event. That's so many, and we're still in the hours. I mean, in the middle of this. So this is a major, how do you say, a drop of the ball by the intelligence agencies who thought they knew what was going on in Gaza. A major drop in the ball of the military, who should have been prepared for this kind of scenario. And a major drop of the ball by the political system, who has not been preparing for this on a long term. And a lot of people are going to be dead. A lot of people are dead because of this.
Yeah, and I want you guys to understand how serious this is. I cannot identify who the person is right now, but there's a person who is even in this live watching in this show who is working with the IDF, running teams out there, and it's a bad situation. He briefed me on it as well. He sent me some text message on the operations right now. And I don't want to get into the operational details of what he's doing in order to assist them, but bad. It's very, very bad. It's not a
Well,
good situation.
on a tactical level, two things are very, very bad. Hostages and kidnappings. I mean, that's serious. When the Hamas took one soldier 8 years ago, I think it was, Gilad Shalit, the whole country went underground on this one, and we actually returned 900 very bad people to the Hamas in return for our one soldier. We're talking about civilians. We know at least of one family who 3 generations were actually pulled out of their house and taken over to Gaza. Women, a grandma, a mother, and a daughter. And they're being paraded in Gaza like some war criminals. And and again, maybe I want to go back and James, you're going to have to help me get this in because we're starting. I was watching Al Jazeera and I'm watching CNN and fighting in Gaza. No, they came in prepared, premeditated, with no provocation whatsoever. Okay, because they're saying, it's because of some lady in Jerusalem. No, you don't do something like this because of some. And they went from house to house and shot civilians in their living rooms. That is a massacre. That is not a military operation. That is a massacre. That is what we're dealing with.
No, this is very, very serious. And I don't know if you guys saw the address that Bibi gave on Instagram. He gave a very brief address, and he basically told everybody in Hebrew, we're at war, and asked the Israeli citizens, to be careful, to be on guard. And I want people to understand this was unprovoked. Israel did nothing to provoke this. I think that's a very, very, very important aspect to cover here. And David, if you can help us help everybody understand why this is such a difficult situation. Obviously, it's difficult because of the insanity that's happening right now. But why is it so difficult for Israel in terms of the operation? I mean, Israel can't just go in and blow everything up. I mean, it doesn't work that way.
One simple but brilliant trick to fix your hearing in 90 seconds.
This new type of affordable hearing aid is taking over the market in the US. Utilizing military technology, this highly advanced hearing
Let's talk about what's happening now. This is the first time in Israeli history that Israeli civilians were killed in their living rooms. We're going to go, this is our 9/11. This is in our gut. I don't know if, there have been attacks, but usually they've kind of finished kind of quickly. Second, hostage situations. It's on a different level for us. I mean, think about a drug cartel crossing over the border in Tijuana, grabbing a school bus of teachers and kids, disappearing into Tijuana. The Mexican government can't even do anything. If you want, nobody knows where they are. And now you start negotiating with that. I mean, that's the kind of situation that we were talking about. And we're talking about probably quite a bit of people. But Israel has to change its mindset about the Hamas. If there was a feeling that we can patty cake
Okay, so David, and I know I'm asking you to speculate a lot here, but what do you think happens next? Where do you think this is going?
Well, like everything in this country, it is going to have to change. And this is something that we are going to go through. And we're going to come out on the other side of this. I mean, this is who we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Give us your thoughts on this, David. What do you want everybody to know here? Because there's so much to talk about. There's a lot to unwind here. Give us your thought on this. Like, what is it that you need everybody to know, to pass on to their friends, to communicate to people, to let people know, everything that's happening?
Pray for us. First and and foremost, pray for us. Second, support. Third, this is going to pass on sometime soon. What I need people to understand that this is a situation that we are going to deal with, okay? But we will still need support from our friends all over the world. A day from now, 2 days from now, Israel's going to be in a different place. We will need your support in what is going to happen. That's what I need to say more than anything. I know it sounds scary on all kinds of levels, and there's things that are going to happen on the political level, but we are living in this, and there's no problem with living in this in a very normal way. What I'm trying to say is, if you're not living in the area that is being impacted, Jerusalem is safe, Tel Aviv is safe, Modi'in is safe. And what I'm trying to convey is that I know it sounds scary, we need your support, there's political aspects, but we still need you, the people we're talking to, okay, to be a part of this story. And that is more important than anything. So we need your support on the political level. We need your support on the spiritual level. And what I'm going to say really, really quickly, and maybe this sounds weird, okay, but I'm here, and I'm going to be with people. We're in the middle of tourist seasons, okay? If you really do believe in Israel, if you really do believe that God is going to protect Israel, then I want to see you here. I want to see you here, showing the world, showing everybody that you support Israel more than anything else. Yeah. And I'm going to make this very clear. If you're not in Gaza, you're not anywhere close. You're safe as you are in anywhere in LA. But support us, pray for us, and support us politically. This is what we need more than anything.
Yeah, it's very important. And guys, what you're going to see me do on my channel, because it's my policy, this is what I do. Anytime we have a situation like this, you'll see me shift my focus. I will put my regular videos on hold, and I'm going to shift my focus on dealing with issues related to the current moment and the current day. So what I want you guys to do, and this is very important, if you can, please follow David. It's the Balagan Connection. That is
Amlactin works differently than most moisturizers.